Every country has its monsters. But some legends are so terrifying they don't just haunt bedtime stories. They crawl into movies, news headlines, and even everyday life. From vengeful ghosts to night demons, let's explore 5 of the world's most chilling creatures that still scare people to this day. But before we start, hit that like button and subscribe, because trust me, you don't want to face these legends alone. And stay with me until the end, because our final monster is so gruesome it's still causing panic whenever people claim to see it. In Japan, the dead don't always rest. The Onryō is a vengeful spirit, said to return when wronged in life. Usually women who died in betrayal, abuse, or tragedy. Unlike Western ghosts, Onryō don't just haunt houses. They cause death, curses, even natural disasters. If they sound familiar, it's because Japanese horror cinema is built on them. Movies like Ringu, also known as The Ring, and Ju-on, better known as The Grudge, turned these ghosts into global icons. Pale faces, long black hair, and the ability to crawl out of TVs or wells. And here's what's chilling. Some tunnels in abandoned hospitals in Japan are considered so haunted by Onryō that locals avoid them entirely. A 2010 news segment even covered drivers refusing to take a certain road after repeated sightings of a woman in white appearing in their rearview mirrors. Horror film or horror fact? But Japan isn't the only country where nightmares crawl into reality. In Turkey, darkness has its own monster. Fly west to Turkey, where many people fear the Karabasan, a night demon that sits on your chest, leaving you paralyzed. Victims wake up unable to scream or move, feeling crushed under an invisible weight. Science calls it sleep paralysis. But in Turkey, generations were raised believing it was Karabasan feeding on their soul. The legend is so powerful it influenced Turkish horror cinema. Movies like Sitchin recreate horrifying sleep demon attacks, and forums are filled with people describing identical experiences. Always at night, always with the same terrifying detail. Something was in the room, watching. One chilling story hit Turkish news in 2017. A man claimed Karabasan visited him nightly for a week. His solution? Sleeping with the lights on and Quran verses playing on repeat. Did it work? He swore the demon never came back. And if you think demons are bad, wait until you hear about a woman who becomes a beast after dark. Down in Chile, the nightmare is La Calchona, a woman cursed to transform into a beast at night, hunting flesh. By day she's human, by night she's unrecognizable. The story dates back centuries, tied to fears of witchcraft and shape-shifting. Parents even used her name to scare kids into behaving. Be good, or La Calchona will come for you. She hasn't made it big in Hollywood, but in Chile she's kept alive through folklore festivals, puppet theater, and urban legends. Some say she represents more than a monster. She symbolizes women trapped between societal roles. Human by day, monster by night. And here's a creepy twist. Locals in southern Chile still about livestock mysteriously torn apart under full moons. For believers, the culprit isn't a wolf. It's La Calchona. Now let's leave South America behind and head east, where Korea has a ghost so iconic, she shaped an entire genre of horror. In Korea, one ghost has become an icon. The Chonyo Gwishin, the spirit of an unmarried woman. Pale, dressed in white burial clothes, with hair covering her face. She embodies sorrow and resentment. The belief comes from old traditions. Women who died without marriage were thought to wander forever, trapped in loneliness. Korean cinema turned her into a superstar. The 1998 film Whispering Corridors brought her into classrooms, spawning sequels and igniting the Korean horror boom. Even modern K-dramas throw in references. Audiences know instantly. Pale ghost bride, long hair, stay away. And yes, real-life gossip persists. Old school buildings and hospitals are often avoided at night. Some even say Korean military bases keep lights on in certain barracks, not for safety, but to keep Onryō Guishin from visiting soldiers in their sleep. But none of these compare to the Philippines, where the most gruesome legend takes flight when the sun goes down. In the Philippines lurks the most gruesome of all, the Manananggal, a vampire-like woman who, at night, severs her upper body from her legs, sprouts wings, and flies into the darkness. Her prey? Pregnant women. She uses a long, needle-like tongue to feast on unborn children. To kill her, Folklore says sprinkle salt, garlic, or ash on her abandoned lower half. If she can't reconnect before sunrise, she burns. The Manananggal is everywhere in Philippine pop culture. From 1950s black and white films to modern indie horrors, she's been reimagined countless times. Even politicians drop her name during campaigns, calling rivals monsters in disguise. And the fear isn't just on screen. In 2020, villagers in Cebu panicked after reports of a winged creature swooping over rooftops. Local radio even covered the story. Whether it was a bird, a bat, or a Manananggal, nobody slept easy that week. So, from Japan's pale Onryō to the Philippines' body-splitting vampire, one thing is clear. Every culture has its monsters. They inspire films, fuel gossip, and even make headlines. But here's the final question. Myth or fact? Nobody really knows. Science says there's no proof these beings exist, but the stories, the sightings, the sleepless nights, some swear they've seen them with their own eyes. So, what do you believe? Just legends? Or something darker, still lurking in the shadows? Tell me in the comments, and share this with a friend who swears they're fearless. Let's see if they still feel brave after meeting these monsters. Subscribe for more terrifying truths, and remember, sometimes the scariest things are the ones people still believe.